Hi everyone. So I think I'm audible, and one by one, so you can raise your hand and whatever concern that you have, so we can I think talk about that one by one, and we can start resolving the doubts. So guys, I think I'm audible, right? Yeah. So if you can say yes in Q&A, or maybe I can enable your chat. Okay. So you can say these things in a chat as well, and please try to raise your hand, and so that we can if you want to share your screen, you can say that, okay, fine, I want to share a screen. If you want to discuss something regarding anything, so whatever, I think in one batch, so we have discussed about a facial recognition system. So in one batch, so we talked about a facial recognition system. So we can discuss about that as well, and even before that, so whatever things we have discussed, and in other batches, so I think we were talking about AlexNet or LeanNet, right? So guys, you can start asking question. Yeah, so you can raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead, Agnas. Yeah, Agnas, go ahead, please. Sachin? Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yeah. Avinash.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a doubt on lineage, sir.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
So I have a doubt on convolution in layer 3.
Okay, convolution layer 3. Fine.
Yeah. I was not able to understand how trainable parameter are calculated, are
Fine,
being
not an issues.
calculated.
Avinash, you can share your screen. So, yeah. Sachin, go ahead.
Hi, sir.
Yes, Sachin.
Uh,
Hi. Yeah, I would also like to share my screen. So let Avinash complete, then I'll share my screen.
Yeah, sure, you can share. So, anyone else who want to share their screen or who have to discuss anything, please raise your hand and share one by one. So, yeah, Avinash, go ahead.
yes, sir. Yes. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes, yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
So here, how things are getting calculated, I'm not able to understand.
Okay, fine. So you have a doubt with respect to trailer parameter. So
Yes,
can you
sir.
please look into the C4 layer? Just look into the C4 layer just for the reference.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So are you able to understand this particular part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So like
This is sir cooling layer, sir,
forward
subsampling.
connection layer, right? So just look into
Yes.
the C2 layer, C2.
C2.
Yeah.
This is C1.
Even C1 is fine. So I think
Yes,
but it will be better if you can look into the C2 layer.
S2, sir.
Just wait. Yeah, S2 or C2, both are same. It's just a notation.
Sir, yes, yes, S2. So, sir, but the calculation in cooling layer and convolution layer are different, sir.
Okay, now, so which one you are not able to understand? Trainer parameter. So S2 layer. S2 was basically a pooling. So fine.
Yes, yes, yes,
Look into this one. C1. So S2 you're talking about is pooling layer, right?
yes, yes.
So
So this
C1,
one, sir.
how this calculation happens?
Sir, sir, resolution of a kernel, sir, plus one,
Okay.
and multiplied by number of features. How many features we are going to extract?
Okay, fine. So see, in at any point of a time, so whenever we are talking about the number of the trainable parameter or number of the parameter, right? So
Yes,
that
sir.
will be nothing but like I can say a shape of the filter, I would
Yes,
say,
sir.
right? In
Yes,
that particular layer, into shape of the like a shape of the filter means when I say shape of the filter means height and width both. So in
yes,
case,
sir.
so in your case is basically like a shape of I would say like a filter is same, right? Height and
Yes,
width
sir.
is same, right? So 5 cross
Yes,
5 or
sir.
3 cross 3 or 7 cross 7, right?
Yes,
Okay, into number of the filter in a
yes,
previous layer, right?
yes,
So
sir.
how many filters that you have applied in a previous layer plus one into number of filter in a current layer. That is the actual calculation. I think this
Yes,
is the formula that we have talked about, right?
yes, sir. Yes,
So don't go after the write-up that we have given you over there. So just try to understand that, okay, fine. So what is a like a shape of the filter in a like a what is the shape of the filter, right? That you
sir.
have and current filter. I would say that you are going to apply. So can I say that in this particular layer, so in any of the layers, so if I'll talk about a C1, so shape of the filter is 5 cross 5, right?
Five plus five.
That
Yes,
is the
sir.
shape of the filter. Now,
Yes,
if I'll talk about a number of the filter in a previous layer. So in a
sir.
previous layer, I think there is no filter because this is the C1 layer.
No, no,
right?
This is the
So
first image, sir.
number of the filter means what? Number of the frames that you are getting, right? So number of the frames that you are going to get is equal to 1. Can I say that? Because you are getting only one image, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So dimension is basically like a image size into 1, you can say, or 1, you can say, right? Number of the plus 1. So this is what you have done, I think, right? So 5 plus 5 plus 1 into, I will say, number of the filter that you are going to apply into a current layer, right? Okay. So this is how we can calculate the parameter. Now, if you will go to now C3 layers, just go to C3 layer. Yeah. Now, if I'll go to C3 layer, so here what will happen? So in general, if I'll try to do a calculation, right? So in general, so what is a layer which comes before this C3 layer?
Yes, sir.
So no, so maximum pooling layer, right? Pooling layer is going to come into a picture, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So and what is the kernel size that you are going to apply? Can I say 5 cross 5
5
in a
cross
pooling
5.
layer, right?
Yes, sir.
And into what is the number of the filter that you have already applied?
6.
6 that you have applied plus
Yes.
1 and
Yes.
into a number of the filter that you are going to apply again, right?
Yes.
Number of the filter that you are going to apply again. So if you will try to do this calculation, so I would say 5 cross 5 into 6. So 5 cross 5 is equal to 25, right? 25 into 6. So what will be the number? 150.
Yes, sir.
150 plus 1 is equal to 151, right? And how many filter you are going to apply now?
6.
So 151 into 16. No, you are going to apply 16 convolution, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 151 rough calculation, if I'll try to do, so 151 into 16 is equal to 2416 lump sum. It will come into a picture. So that will be the actual number of the parameters. So whatever calculation is written over there, so you can just override it. But yeah, that will be the actual calculation, which is
But
going.
what is 3 here?
So
3
actually,
and 4.
I think he that we have applied over here. So no, I think this calculation is wrong. This calculation is not correct, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
So I got
that's what I am getting confused in
yeah,
here. Detailed description, and here the answer is written here. The output of the second convolution layer is
yeah.
3, 16. 16 features we are going to extract it, and 5 cross 5 we have, and
And 10 cross 10 feature map is given, right? So, but 10 cross 10 is not a
yeah,
feature map for us in that
yeah,
case.
this is fine. But here the first 6 feature of map, the first 6 feature maps of convolution 3 are connected to the 3 features map are
No,
connected.
This is not. I think there is a mistake in this slide. So even last time we have observed the same thing. So in this particular slide, so we have copy and pasted these things from for some other model. That's the reason. So you are getting confused.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is not for this particular model. So I think we were building some other model, and for that, so we have written this statement. So their architecture and number of the features and number of the pooling is completely different, and number of the layers was completely different. And for that, I think we have written this description, and in a later stage, so we have replaced with this one. So that's a kind of a confusion that you are able to get, I think. Yeah, but calculation wise, it's the same calculation that we used to do in everywhere. So you can.
I have understood the previous layer, the convolution layer, but here I'm not able to understand 3 and 4 where this are.
Yeah. So just for the clarification, so this is not an actual calculation. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Fine, Sachin, go ahead with your question. With the questions. Yeah, Rahul. I think you have a question. You can unmute yourself and you can discuss. Yeah, Rahul, go ahead. Rahul and Sachin. Yeah, Sachin.
Yeah, hi sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, I built this LeanNet model as you told us in the class. So, but when I observe in my model, I'm getting my model is getting overfitted. Means in third epoch only it is showing accuracy as 1. So, what could be the reason? Can I share?
Model gets overfitted.
Yeah.
What is the training data and what is the test data distribution that you have done?
I've taken 9 classes,
Okay.
and test can.
What is the accuracy of your training and test accuracy?
accuracy it is giving in first epoch, third epoch it is giving 0.9999, and
Okay.
validation accuracy is 1.
Okay. And then in a fourth epoch.
Fourth epoch, that accuracy is showing 1, and then I've trained for 10 epoch, and then
Okay.
last 7 epoch it is showing validation accuracy 1.
Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. So you have 9 classes and almost if you have taken a similar kind of a images. So how you are saying that your model is overfitted model?
Because I'm getting accuracy 1. I'm not expecting that the accuracy is
No, see what
getting.
happens is suppose if you have taken like that will not be an absolute one. So maybe it is just trying to print maybe 99 point something.
Yes.
Right. So that is completely fine, I would say. So if your all the data are similar, right? So if there is no variations that you are able to find out in between your data set, so in that case, yes, that is like true. And this is what you are going to
Okay.
get. So that is
Okay.
normal.
So only I can see there are minute changes in loss, validation loss and loss only.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that is fine. So I think your data set is monotonous. So that's the reason.
Okay.
Just try to give a variations. I think you will not be able to get the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi Sudhanshu. So my question is, when I'm coding these algorithms into PyTorch, I
Mhm.
have to give the input channel and output channel size as well. So yeah, so once I do all these things, when I'm connecting it to flat, like the dense layer, I
Mhm.
have to calculate this size of input manually. So is it
Mhm.
like always like that? Because I don't have a reference to compare what I am doing with anything else. So yeah,
No,
so
so see, it's a different API, right? And Keras
hmm,
is a different API. So I
yeah,
think you have been doing something into a Keras and in Keras, so layer by layer, it try to understand each and everything by itself,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right? So you're
exactly,
not supposed to
exactly.
define like a input channel. You're not supposed to define the output channel and all those things, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, so like depends library by library. So maybe if you are going to use maybe a Thenos or maybe a Cafe, which is
Mhm,
again a library like which is responsible for building a neural network.
mhm.
So you will be able to like see some minor changes.
Okay.
Actual architecture, yes, for sure you're not changing even over here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'm using the same thing.
Yeah. So API wise, that is like a completely fine, I
Okay,
would say.
so I have to calculate. I mean, there is no workaround to do it automatically.
No, that's the reason. So we talked about, I think, like so a workaround means what you can do is you can try to write a formula, and every time you
Yeah.
can try to pass that as a parameter,
No, the
right?
problem happens when like in Keras, if I'm building the same model, I pass a flower data set or something like that. So
Yeah.
it calculates from there. But here, I try to do that. I wrote the formula to calculate these things. But again, I mean, somewhere it will mess up. For example, I'll show you here. So output is 224.
Yeah.
So input kernel size is 11. So I am confused whether it will go for 54 or 55 out in the final output.
No, so it will be like same, I would say. So like first input channel minus kernel, I would say plus one divided by strides
It will be
plus.
odd divided by even number. So there I'm getting 53.25. So
So in that case, it will be 53. So
53. Okay.
depends upon like whether it is going to take upper threshold or down one. So if something is, so you can assume in that case, you
Mhm.
can make an assumption that, okay, fine. So if it is getting, you are getting above zero point 0.5, it will
Mhm.
try to take a upper bound, right?
Okay.
And if you're
Okay.
getting less than zero point 0.5, then maybe it can take a lower bound.
Okay. So if I have a very simple, let's take a very simple example, image size of 5 cross 5, and I have a kernel size of 2 cross 2
Yeah.
with the stride of again 2. So that will give me output of 2 cross 2 or 3 cross 3.
So what will be the calculation? 5 minus 2 divided by 2
2.
plus 1,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
5 minus 2 divided by 2. So 3 by 2, 1.5 plus
Yeah.
2.5.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it will be 3. I think
Okay.
so. Yeah, you can try this out. Or else, so each and every time, what you can do is you can try to take maybe like a upper boundary all the time. So
Mhm.
whenever it will try to, so there is a function which is available. So you can try to use a roof functions. So
Yeah.
all the time it will try to take a roof itself. That is also possible.
Okay, so okay, I'll try with roof or seal.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. So once I am done with all the calculations, I'm fitting my model.
Mhm.
So again, I have to calculate this, like I have to create the batches and everything manually in PyTorch. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. That is
yeah,
like
so,
batches. Even if you're
yeah.
training a test size, all those training and test images, even into a Keras, so you're trying to calculate it manually, right?
There we have the batch size like directly as a
The
parameter.
batch size you are talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Okay,
Batch
yeah,
size or validation accuracy or something like that. I mean,
yeah. So
everything I have to calculate here.
exactly, Keras is like I would say simplest possible API that you will be able to get in this world. And again, if you are using a TensorFlow.x, so it makes your life much easier.
Yeah, exactly. That's what. Coding
Yes.
there takes 15 to 20 minutes, but here I have to calculate everything.
Yeah, so like depends upon the choice, right? So maybe if you are able to build 2 or 3 model into PyTorch, after sometimes you will say that no, both are same, right?
Yeah,
So
most of the times both of them
both
are
are
same.
same
Only
actually.
thing
Yeah,
is
and
I have
core
to do
architecture
some.
is not going to change,
Yeah,
right? Core architecture not going to change, but yeah, API wise, if you are going to change a library, for sure here and there some differences will be there. But I think so. I think it's like after building 2 or 3, you will be on a same
Yeah,
stage.
I have
And that's the
basically.
reason. So I talked about the calculation as well, right?
Exactly.
That,
That's where this calculation part is helping me while
yes,
calculating all
exactly.
the input and output
Yeah,
sizes.
yeah.
Another question is, so I went through the documentation. There was no categorical cross entropy in this PyTorch
Hmm.
option. Only cross entropy was there or
Cross entropy,
MSC
yes,
was
it
there.
is same actually. So library wise, some names
Uh,
are also like they have changed.
no, I found the difference also. Cross entropy is like expecting me to only give one label that is the correct label as the input, and while categorical cross entropy will accept the list of 17, whole 17 flowers set.
Yes, yeah.
So I used MSC. Now I'm not sure how to calculate accuracy with respect to MSC. I mean, the index which has minimum error, that will be the thing, or unlike categorical cross entropy where we select the maximum index, right? The index which has maximum magnitude. Here in MSC, I'm not sure how to calculate the accuracy.
So you are saying that okay, fine, so you wanted to use a categorical cross entropies
Yeah,
equivalent like a things, right?
yeah, maybe that is possible. Or how can I say, okay, this is the label. In case of MSC, how can I say which one is the correct output? I mean, the prediction.
No, so even if I'm talking about, I would say like a categorical cross entropy. So basically, yeah, so multiple output is possible, right?
Yes, exactly. In that, I select the maximum, the one which has maximum magnitude, the index one.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Will the same thing work in MSC also, or is it? What I my like perspective is the minimum error will be the one. So I'm not able to like correlate
No,
this.
no, loss calculation is different, right? So a
Mhm.
loss function, even MSC is a loss function, and categorical cross entropy is also a loss function.
Yes,
Can I say that?
exactly. Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So whenever loss function has been like called as a loss function, who is this? By the way, okay, so loss function is called as a loss function if we are just trying to pass only one data set. Now it will become name wise, it will become a cost function. So when you're trying to pass a multiple data set, so now if we are talking about MSC, so even it will try to take a summation of all those data, summation of all those losses, right?
Yes,
Summation of the individual losses. Can I say
yes,
that?
yes, for every
And
class. Yes,
can I say that even in the categorical cross entropy it will take the same?
yes, exactly.
So both are same in that case. You're not talking about the software function, right? So
No,
in a
no,
software
absolutely.
function, you try to find out that okay, fine. So which class is going to give you a better like a or high value, and that class is called as a final classes,
Yes,
right?
yes,
In
yes.
an outer layer. But when
Mhm.
we are talking about loss, I think you should not consider the same thing because loss is different thing. Loss is a different function, and like your
Yes.
outer layer function, which is a software function, is different function, right? So in case of
Yes.
a solve function, I think software function you should know that okay, fine. So this is like the classes which my model is going to predict. In case of a loss, it's always a summation of the individual loss,
Yes, 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 yes,
right? So
yes.
whether it's a categorical or whether it's a MSC, it will
Okay,
not make change logically in terms of a computation of cost,
okay.
I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
But
correct.
yeah, you should try out with both cost as well as MSC, and
Okay,
you should like find out that okay, fine. So which one is giving me better result? This is where you
okay,
can make a difference.
okay. So what I have understood, if I just activate this last one, the
Yeah,
last output with softmax, then I can go ahead with the same procedure of calculating the one with the maximum magnitude.
exactly. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that will be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it from my side. Also, if I can get some reference PyTorch notebook, I mean,
Okay, just do one thing after 12, just ping me. Ping me on
okay,
a
sure,
Skype, right? I'll
sure,
give you
sure,
some like a
sure,
reference.
sure, sure, sure,
Yeah?
sure. Thank
But
you.
after 12.
Yeah, sure, 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 sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Next one, please.
Hi Sudhanshu, Shashidhar
Yeah.
here. Hi Sudhanshu,
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shashidhar here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to share my screen.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Next one, please.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So one more thing.
Mhm.
So uh, I am facing problem in importing data
Where?
in LeanNet. I
Okay.
am trying to importing data like I have learned previously in basic CNN model how
Mhm.
we are importing data, but I am not able to split it into X10, Y10, and X10, Y10.
Which data you are trying to import?
Image data, sir.
Image data set itself you are trying to import, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the issue? So based on the indexes, just try to split it. So maybe first 5 images I'll try to take as a train, and then the rest of this data I'll try to take as a trace data. Possible, right? So just based on the indexes, I think we know how to select a data based on the indexes, because that is nothing but just a matrices. So just try to do a selection based on the indexes. I think that will be better.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just try this out. Let me know if you're not able to do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, I think Sasitar has shared his screen. Yes, Sasitar, go ahead. Yeah, Sasi, go ahead. Sasi, am I audible to you? So anyone who is having any kind of a issue with attendance system that we have discussed? So those who have problem with the attendance system, so they can raise their hand. Any one of you?
Hi, Sudhanshu. This is Vinil.
Go ahead.
Maybe I might have missed some of the class. What is the attendance system?
May I know your batch, sir?
This current batch only. This recent batch we covered the LeanNet.
In that case, we have not discussed this one. So we have
Okay.
discussed
Okay.
necessary DL batches
Okay.
actually. So end-to-end applications we have shared with everyone. Built
Okay.
by
That is
us.
different.
Yeah, that is completely different. So that will happen in your class. Don't worry, but you'll have to wait for some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. So and one thing I need to tell, like, so previously one of the guy has shared his screen and asking how to do the batch sizing in the PyTorch. So
Mhm.
just I would like to tell, like, if we can use the data loader function in the PyTorch, there it will try to divide the data in terms of the batches.
No, he was talking about like a LeanNet model into a Keras actually. He was trying to implement. Avinash was trying to implement in that one, right, Avinash? So
Yes,
even
sir.
data, yeah,
Yes,
even
sir.
data loader function is available in Keras. So in both the places, so
Okay.
data loader function is available. And in my first CNN, right? So we talked about that,
Mhm.
where I was trying to like load the images and then trying to create a train and test. But I have taken like a same like a source folder for training and testing, right? Same image for train and
Yes. Yes.
test. So even data load is available in Keras. In both the libraries, this is available.
So
Okay.
I am trying to import from image data generator. Set print data generator flow from directory. That one function.
Okay.
But but not able to split in X10 and Y10. How do I do it, sir, from the directory?
Okay.
Maybe in the PyTorch there is random split function is there where we can try to do the extra and white trend. We can split the data in the PyTorch.
But I am using Keras.
Okay, Keras. Okay. In Keras, what I did. So in Keras, most of the times, okay. In Keras, what happened? That by default, even if you give the whole data set, it will keep some data set by default, some 20% or 10% data fixed as a validation set, and it will give the validation accuracy also. Maybe you can just look at the documentation, the model.fit or something. Where you can understand in the Keras by default, it will keep some data as a validation data set.
No, in model.fit, there is a validation split option is there.
Yeah, if it even yes, even if it didn't give us, it will take by default some percentage it will take.
Yeah, Sudhanshu.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sudhanshu, here after we compile, it gives the number of trainable parameters.
Okay.
For batch normalization, it has given the trainable parameters.
For batch normalization, so it has given you a number of the parameter.
Yeah.
So yes, number of parameter calculation is different. Learnable parameter is different. Just go down at the end of your summary. No, at the end of your summary. Yeah. See, there are 21,000 non-trainable parameter, right?
Correct.
So total parameter and number of trainable parameters is different. So they will not count that as a trainable parameter.
Okay, but I didn't get how it is calculating this number.
So whatever things which is available into like I would say into a max pooling layer or into a normalization layer,
Hmm.
where it is not supposed to where it is not supposed to be a part of a backward propagation. So in that case, it will not count that as a trainable parameter.
Okay, but how it is arriving at this figure? Everywhere I see it's multiplying into 4, 96 into 4. Yeah.
Yes, actually, so basically, like whatever number of the images that you have, right? So if you are trying to calculate, or by default, if it try to take like a batches of 444 data, so in that case, trying to say that okay, fine, so 4 calculation I'm trying to do at a time, right? So in this way, like we talked about, I think like linear normalizations, right? So LRN,
Yeah,
local
yeah,
response
yeah, yeah,
normalization. This is what we have discussed in your last class. So in
yeah.
local response, so like throughout the depth, it tried to normalize it, right?
Okay, okay,
So we can say that okay, fine. So I'm trying to normalize like an entire images. If my depth is 96, so 96 at a time, so it can count 96 into the total number of the pixels. So possible here. So it is trying to normalize maybe 4 cross 4 at a time. So
no, here also it's taking depth only 96 into 4.
so
Here,
96 total depth, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Here 256 into 4.
yeah, so in that case, you can say that. So I'll have to look into your previous layer or that after whatever your layer that
Yeah, I'll
you.
show you. This is the layer. This is the second layer. So for batch normalization, it's taking like this.
Add batch normalization parameter to.
I thought it's taking from this size max pooling 2 by 2. That's why I thought it is taking 2 by 2 into
No,
2.
it's not like that. So batch means whatever is a batch size. Based on that, I try to decide that. Okay, fine. So this is the calculation which I'm going to do. But yeah, that will not be a part of learnable parameter. Batch normalization or like LRN is not a part of your learning parameter at all.
Correct.
That's the reason. So 21,000 parameter is a non-learnable parameter that you are able to get into summary page, summary of this Keras model. Yeah. So whatever parameter calculation you try to do, so it doesn't mean that all this parameter will be a learnable one. Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, Sudhanshu, regarding that training the Oxford flowers.
Yeah.
17. I have done it with multiple options. Initially with Adam without any data augmentation, I got a 57 as this one initially.
Yeah, Sachidhar, I think you have dropped me a mail, right?
Yeah. You saw it? Okay.
I have even replied to your mail.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, just
Sorry.
I think 10 minutes before. So before joining your class, I have replied back. So I have seen all of your accuracy. I have
Okay.
asked you to share all the file with me. Okay. So you
Okay.
can check your
These are
mail.
you want to see the files now?
Yeah. So no, it's fine. Just send me over the mail. Yeah, I'll check by myself. Okay.
Okay.
So I have already responded back to your mail. Fine.
Okay. I'll check that. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Sudhanshu.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, next one, please. Guys, those who wanted to speak, please go ahead and speak.
Sudhanshu, can I share my screen?
Okay, yeah. So I can't, right? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, anyone else wanted to speak?
Yes, Sudhanshu, for this face recognition, I'm getting this error after training.
Okay. So not an issue. So I think Jivitesh is here, so he can look into that. Yeah, Jivitesh?
Yeah, what is the error you're getting? Non-values not supported.
Supported.
So it means your data is not coming properly actually. That's the non-values expecting that data, but it's getting a null.
Yeah.
So can you show me the line number of for that error?
Actually,
Have you made any change in that?
no.
No change?
No change.
Can you launch the program again and then see?
Should I start again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, click on train. Can you show me the console log? Yeah, okay. Embeddings is getting. Okay, can you show me the error? Actually, can you expand this one? You want to see the error where it's getting optimizes. Go down. Go till the right. Go up. I think just some path issue. It's not able to load the model. That's only I can see.
Yeah.
Just line number 52. Can you open that one? The train software. Line number 52. Just click on this line itself. Just click on this line itself. Yeah. Okay, just minimize this one. No, it's minimize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, line number 52. Go up. Okay, so model dot fit batch size epoch. Go right. What was about? Was the validation data? Okay, fine. Just put a breakpoint and just execute this train only. Just restart the application in debug mode. Put a breakpoint at line number 52.
Okay. How to do that? I am not familiar with this.
Okay, just click on line number 52 here. Just click here.
Yeah.
No, I marked it.
Yeah, I clicked here.
No, here. Just where the 52 is written,
Okay.
right? Not here. Left side, yeah. Just click here once.
Okay.
Yeah, leave it. And then click on the debug mode. Just stop this one from here. Top right. Okay, then click on this one.
Okay.
Okay, so now the UI should launch. Okay, now UI is launched. No, it's launching. Hold on. No, UI is coming still. It's not there.
It's good.
Okay, now just click on a train images. Just train images. Okay, formatter, get logger, find formatter the object. Just click on this one step by step. This here below I have marked it. Below, not here. Below.
Okay.
Below,
Here.
below. No, not this one. Hold on. The new one I have marked it here.
Okay.
Just click once. Okay, again. Go ahead. Click. Click and keep on clicking. I'll just tell you where to stop. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. So can you expand this one for me? This self below one. Self, expand it. No, not the variable, the self variable itself. Yeah. Okay, so here data. Just now we have loaded the data one, right? Can you go just a little bit up? No, not here. The code.
The code.
Just little bit up. Go up. Train model. Okay. No, go down. Get embedding. Go down. AP embeddings model. Okay, fine. Place embedding models. Okay, I removed it. Fine. Okay, just click the next one. The one which you're clicking, this next button is there. No, not this one. Not this one. Next one. Just right next. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So actually we got some error, I think. Can you open this process? There is a file called procedure logs.txt. Can you open this file? Yeah. If you go down in here, you'll get the log file. Okay, just open this log file here. Okay, it's blank yet. Okay, fine. Keep on moving like the one step ahead, step by step. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Okay, hold on. So can you show me the model one? Model. Just click the mouse over the model fit is there, right?
Model.fit, yeah.
Just put a mouse over there. Just put
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so can you expand this plus sign? That's the problem. Okay. X dot train. Can you see the data in X dot train and all those things? X dot train is there. X dot val is there. Can you click on the below area, the variables area?
Here.
Yeah, just close the, yeah, just go down. Y val, I just wanted to check. Y train and Y val. No, go down. Yeah, go down. Yeah, Y train, Y val, fine. Okay, do again this. I think you have installed some other version of something. That's what. Okay, just do one step ahead. Okay. Can you show me the console here? This one. Okay, fine. One more step ahead. We got the error there only. Okay, fine. Step. Okay, it's got the error. We got the error. Fine.
Yeah.
Open this procedural log. Nothing is updating here. Okay, fine. Stop it. Just stop your application.
Okay.
Okay. Now can you show me the environments which you have installed? Just do the open the terminal one here. Terminal. Yeah. Okay, it's not showing up there. Just open the file and settings here.
Here I opened.
Okay, just do pip list pip list pip space list. Now open up. Hold on, check. CNN. Go up. Hold on. Daily 19.9.0. Just let me check the requirement.txt which we have shared, right? Can you have that? You can open
Yes.
that. Open this one. So here, go up. Go up. I just want to check the dlive version. Okay, fine. That is correct only. Which environment you are working in? Can you show me the environment name which you are working in currently? No, not here. The file settings.
Settings.
Projects. Go down. Projects. Below one. Yeah, interpret. Yes. Face recognition is the same environment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, dlive 19.9.0. Okay, do one thing. Just create a new environment there. Let's try to install it fresh. Let's see.
Okay.
Just open Anaconda prompt. Close this one.
Hello.
Yeah, who is there?
Yeah, Faizan sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I'm facing some errors during executing the code of the face recognition model.
What is the error you're getting?
Sir, something like model.pickle file is not no such directory, sir. Can I share my screen?
So just I think it's just a path issue. We are not able. It's not
Sir,
able to locate the file.
I have checked four or five times, sir.
I'll just let me finish this one and then we'll get back to you. Come back to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hello. Yeah, Conda create -n, no, not this one. Conda create -n space. Go left, right. Space Python double equal to 3.6.9.
Okay.
Execute it. Meanwhile, can you show me the project files which we have? Just close this one also. Yeah. Can you reduce the size? Actually, the size is not font size. It's very big, I think. Settings. Editor, yeah. Font. Third option. Yeah, make it 15, something like that. Okay, that will be better. Thank you. Okay, just open the app.py. Okay, hold on. Data sets, site face models. Line number 2, not 5. In site face model, why we don't have a model there, right? Okay, that is the one thing. Just remove the dot from before that. Line number 2, not 5. Yeah, remove
Yeah.
the dot and yeah, backslash as well. Okay, go a little bit up. Hold on, data set, that is okay. Face embeddings model.pickle. Just a minute. Yeah, so face embeddings model, can you expand this in face embeddings folder, left side? You have not changed anything, right?
No.
Just face recognition embedding models now below one. Yeah, just expand this one. Embeddings.pickle, we have it there. Okay, fine. Go down. On the code side, code restriction, go down. Okay, fine. Can you generate face embedding as okay? Go down. Go down. Face embeddings.pickle my model.h5. Okay, got it. Okay, go down. Face embeddings, train face recognition model. Is the environment done? Can you check that out? Yeah, why click why? Go back and close this project itself and just try to extract the new one which we have shared. Just try to extract it one more location and try to open it. Just close this PyCharm.
Okay.
Okay, just try to open the extract the project which we have shared with you. Great. Just open up PyCharm now. Not from here. Just open up PyCharm simply from start menu and just try to navigate to this location. Okay, so you have not installed dleave in this one, right? Okay, the requirements we have to install. Okay, hold on. Can you navigate to the location which we have in on a command prompt? Your project location.
Okay. First I have to activate.
Yeah. Is it the face recognition or a face recognition academy? What was that?
Face recognition.
Can you click DIR here?
Yeah.
Okay, get inside face recognition academy now. Now get inside face recognition academy. Okay, now do DIR. Okay, now do pip install -r requirement.txt.
So
updates have been applied.
wait a minute.
Oh, this is the new one, so it
New one.
everything is
Okay.
off,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Forgot. Got an error.
What is the error?
MXNet.
Okay, MXNet, fine. No problem, go down. MXNet or MTCNet? MXNet, okay, fine, no issues. MXNet, hold on, I'll give you this different URL for MXNet. Different command actually, just give me it.
Okay.
Okay, ping this in a chat. Can you just copy paste? Meanwhile, in requirement.txt, you can comment that MXNet thing. This will install that for you.
Hello, sir. Till that
Sir.
I can share my screen.
Yes, Fajan, just wait for some time. Just let me finish this one and then we'll get back to you.
Okay, okay.
We'll finish it up now.
Sir, till then, can I ask some question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, my question is regarding CNN architecture. Actually, I very well understand the CNN architecture, but I have trouble visualizing, like in a vanilla deep learning or neural network, we know why, we know the why hat. But in case of CNN, like the last layer is fully connected. So how we get the cost function with the original image?
Sorry, can you please repeat your question again?
Sir, our last layer in CNN, like in if conventional with if we see that we know the y and y hat, it's like but in the case of images, the last layer is fully connected layer and it's quite a law. So how do we measure cost functions, sir?
Simple. See, image means what? So image means basically you are trying to like predict a name of the images, right? And can I say that it will be nothing but one hot kind of a thing, right? Or maybe a label encoder kind of a thing. Suppose if you have given a 5 classes, so class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, right? It means
Exactly.
suppose class 1 means Tanshu, class like 2 means Amir, and class 3 means maybe XYZ or something like that, right?
Yes.
So in this way, so it will try to give you a prediction actually, like, okay, fine. So this is the image. And then, so suppose if you are going, if it is going to pick an image, maybe from the first folder, right? So it is
Yeah.
going to fit all the data from the first folder. And then if it is going to give you like a class 3, it means it is trying to do a prediction for class 3, right?
Yes.
In some number. So can I say that in this basis, you will be able to calculate the cost function?
Yes, but sir, that is correct. But I'm asking before the cost function, like in a conventional way, we know the calculation that suppose if we are predicting house price, so we know the what was the actual. But in case of the images, sir, our whole images
So
is
your actual is basically your classes, your class labels. That is your actuals, I would say.
so how we compare with the fully connected, the last layer?
We are not comparing over here. So we are trying to find out, see what happens is, so can I say a fully connected layer will give me some output, some numerical output?
Yeah, sure.
And can I say that I can try to compare these things with the numerical, converted encoded data? So can I say that I can do the comparison?
Okay, sir, explain the last numerical encoded. I think I'm losing that.
Yeah, see what happens is, so suppose this is what I was trying to explain you. Like suppose if I have 5 classes, A, B, C, D, E, right? So let's suppose for A, so we have some one hot encoding. For B, we have some one hot encoding. For C, we have some one hot encoding. For D, we have
Yes.
some one hot, right? So can I say that
Yes.
now it's the numerical data? So now it's equivalent to your house price prediction. Yeah.
Yeah.
So house price prediction is basically a regression problem. This is the classification that we are talking about, right? So for sure you can't compare with house price prediction. That will not be a correct comparison.
Yeah.
But let's suppose if I'm trying to talk about the iris data set. In iris, can I say that we try to predict whether it's a Setosa or Virginica or versicolor? Agree?
Yeah.
Can I say that Setosa, Virginica, and versicolor is also a name?
Yeah.
But how model train itself? So basically, can I say that I used to convert my y hat or like y, basically my y into some numerical equivalent?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so this is the comparison. So don't try to compare with the house price. You will get confused. So try to compare with this one. I think you will be able to
No,
understand.
I was not comparing. I was just taking an analogy.
Yeah, just try to take this analogy. I think it will be better. Like,
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
yeah. Is there any other concern you have, Amir?
No, thank you.
Okay, great then. Yeah.
Sudhanshu, I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
But deep learning interview, how much mathematics they will expect?
See, no one will expect a mathematics first of all. So first of all, they always ask you to talk about a project, right? So in any interview, whether it's a machine learning, deep learning, NLP, in any, so generally it starts from project part, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Now, so in a project, you are going to say that, okay, fine. So like I have built maybe a facial recognition system, or maybe a traffic surveillance system, maybe some kind of a security system, or maybe I was working to influence a domain of banking or maybe healthcare. And for that, I have built a product. And then while building a product, so I have used XYZ kind of a models, right?
Okay.
Now, so people will ask you that, okay, fine. So can you please explain this model? So let's suppose if you are going to take a name of maybe a faster RCNN, right? Or maybe if you have taken a name of ArcFace, right? Now, so as an interviewer, suppose if I'm trying to take your interview, so I'll just ask you, okay, fine, which model you have used? You said that, okay, fine, I have used ArcFace, right? Or MDCNN I have used. Now, so I'll ask you, okay, fine. So can you please give me a brief explanation about this model, right? So some people, those who don't know any kind of a thing, they say that, okay, fine, this model will be having this much of layer, or simply in most of the cases, people used to say that, okay, fine. So no, I don't know about the architecture. So I know, okay, fine, this model is going to work for me. And that's the reason I have used it, right?
Okay.
Which will be like, which is not a like answer that we used to expect. So, and some people used to explain that, okay, fine. So like there are like there were 3, 4, 5 layer. This was the feature. This was the different kind of techniques that people have used to detect these things, and this is the reason. So like a logical explanation, I would say, right?
Okay.
Now, some people people like me, if I used to go for the interview, right? So if someone will ask me to explain a model, I will explain in a different way. So what I will do is, so I will start because that is my chance, right? People have given me a chance. So what I will do is I will start explaining the core architecture, and then I will start involving, because you can't explain just within a 10-minute entire mathematics, right? But I will start using some bits and pieces of mathematics plus core architecture plus advantages plus disadvantages plus a model comparison with the other model. What is the best model for the same purpose which is available? What is the worst model? What was my accuracy? Each and everything. And after that, what happens is person will not even ask you a question.
Okay.
Right. And your interview will be done and you will be selected. So it basically, it supports you. I never said that no, so everyone is going to like look for the like a mathematical explanation, right? But and again, even in your life, so suppose this is the interview, right? That is fine. But in your life, when suppose if someone has selected you for the data science, right? Data science profile. Now in data science profile, you will not be working on the same thing that you have already worked, because there are thousands of models, right? And thousands of different kind of architecture you are going to explore and you will try to implement. Now many people just try to do a copy and paste and then try to read out the articles, and if article says that okay fine, this will be the best, they used to implement it, right? Which is wrong. Because to understand the model, to understand the paper, I would say research paper, you need those understanding, right? And again, this is not hard. The only reason is you have maybe not looked into that, right? You have just so even in your life, when you will start spending as a data scientist, right? And when you will start working, so even and if something new comes into a market, right? So you will not look for Sudhanshu, or if you not look for someone else, right, to explain you will be able to understand it by yourself, right? So this is where I used to like a force and I used to focus on architecture, because you have even seen that coding is nothing, right? And if you understand the core fundamentals of anything, it's always makes your life easy. You in your brain, you will be so many people, many of you must not be having any understanding about the neural network or CNN. But as of now, if you'll ask yourself that, okay, fine, so what is the understanding that I have? So many of you at least understand maybe a 40%, 50% or 60%, right? Even including a mathematics, even including the architecture. So again, going forward, whatever new things is going to come into picture, if someone has like someone is trying to tell you, okay, fine, use this, use that, you will be able to like break a words over there, right? You will be able to contradict that, okay, fine, no, this is not going to work, because this is the kind of things which happens inside the model. So that's the reason architecture is important. But 95% plus data scientists who exist inside this industry, they don't even know all of those things. But yeah, if you will go for a product based company's interview, right, they will be expecting for sure these things. And even for the very good startup, if you'll go for the interview, right, they will be expecting these things for sure. If you're going for just MNCs, right, they will not expect, because they don't even know about that. But yeah, even over there, so you will be, there will be a first point if you can explain all those things in this way. After that, I'm telling you, they will not even ask a single question, right? From my experience, and you will be selected. They will release your offer letter, so they will go for the salary negotiation after that. So this will like make your interview, and even after interview, because interview is not a final part, right? So you will start working in your data science, that will be final part. So even over there, so it will help you out, and that's the reason. So this is where it helps. So kind of focus. Again, 100% is not required. 100% mathematical understanding or knowledge is not required. But yeah, it's good to have as much as possible. And like I told you, right, it's not tough. Just try this out once, twice, thrice. After third time, I don't think that like any one of you will not be able to understand.
Actually, I am learning more mathematics. That is screwing more time. So
and then just try to like build. See, everything is logical over here, right? So in architecture, nothing is illogical and nothing is coming out of the like a bloom. So everything is logical. So just try to like correlate everything in yourself, right? This is where even your learning curve will be very smooth, right? So you will not have to put much effort every time. So and I think we are going into a sequence. So so when we'll finish a sequence, everything will be connected to each other.
Thanks.
Okay, I think Srikant.
What went wrong here? Conda HTTP error I got.
So here actually it's asking you to update the Anaconda, because I will not suggest you to do that, because it will start causing you another issue. So I have set the pip commands for all those things. If you can check in the chat. Okay. So
Okay.
don't, if Conda install is not working, don't update it because it will start causing you another issues actually. So just try to install with the pin itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've shared the, are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Yeah. So just try to install with pip itself. And
Yeah.
then,
Sure.
okay. So meanwhile, can you stop sharing so that I can ask
Yeah. Yeah.
Faizan
Yeah.
to share
Sure.
his screen? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello,
Faizan,
sir.
you can go ahead with.
Okay, sir. From where I can share my screen, sir? I can't see the option for sharing the screen.
Okay, hold on. Faizan. Okay, meanwhile, so if someone else is having any issue, they can raise their hand, they can ask.
Hello.
Yeah.
I have a doubt regarding the local response normalization. Can you explain it, please?
Yeah, so have you attended a class, Sonu? Sonu, right?
No, sir, Kaushal this time.
Kaushal, yeah, Kaushal. Have you attended a class, last class?
I have attended the class, sir. Actually, I have a confusion regarding this. Suppose there is 27 across 27 matrix,
Yeah.
and 96 is in kernel.
Yeah.
You are saying that local response
Across
normalization
kernel,
across the depth. So
yeah.
it is for all the pixel 27 by 27 or only one pixel? Actually, in figure
No, for all the pixel normalization, for all the pixels, like it will happen, but across the kernels, means across 96, it is going to happen.
Okay. And in batch normalization, it is in the same kernel, right?
So it is in the same kernel. Yes, that is going to happen. Yeah. Kernel
And
means feature. You can't say kernel because after, like, kernel is basically used for, kernel is a word which has been used for filtration. So I would say feature.
So it will for all the kernel, right? 96.
No, for all the kernels. Yeah, all the feature map, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is my doubt. Because in the figure it will show only one pixel. That's why
Yeah. Basically, like they can't color the entire one, right? Because again, you will be able to understand, you will be able to get a different perception. That's the reason. So they try to, like, symbolize these things just as a one pixel. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
which one is the better? I think in batch you were saying that batch normalization is better. So
Generally, we use a batch normalization, but there's nothing better, nothing worse, I would say, in loss function or like cost of normalization function, or I would say activation function.
Okay, it is depend upon the hyperparameter, right?
Hyperparameter plus data set.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It's experimental thing.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, Faizan, so what you can do, just try to go inside the train model function, go down.
Train model.
Yeah.
This one.
I cannot see it. Go down just below in the app.py itself. Go down in the code.
Okay.
App.code itself. So here, go down. Hold on.
This one, sir.
Up. Yeah, hold on. So here embeddings.pickle. Just try to remove those slash from the beginning. Line number 2 to
this one.
Line number 2 to 3. Remove this backslash from the beginning.
From here also.
Yeah. Line number 2.
From everywhere, sir.
Line number 2 to 7 as well. Okay, now go down. Have you removed it? I cannot. Yeah. Hold on. Go up. Go up. Hold on. So now get inside the face embedding function. Just control and click inside this function. Get inside this function. Get face embedding.
This one.
Get face embedding function.
Yeah, this one, sir, right?
No. Function I am asking you.
Okay. From app.py, right?
Yeah, here, inside the line 232, we have, there is a function. Go up. If you go up, you'll see it. Yeah, hold on. No, get face embedding. Let's little bit down. Down,
This
down.
is the registration.
No, I'm asking you to go down.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah, face embedding, right?
Hold on. Yeah. Here,
This
remove this slash from the beginning. Line number 202.
this
Line number 202.
two this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Save
Is
it,
okay, sir?
and execute it. Close this program first and then execute it again. There is a quit button at the, I think the in the UI itself.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Just click on train a model. Don't have to click on take images. Take image is already there, so you can just click on train model.
This one.
I cannot see your screen. It's not coming. No. Just
Really?
execute this program. It will up. It's not yet started. You'll
Yeah,
see.
it is starting, sir.
No UI. I cannot see that, right?
Yeah, it will come up, sir. It is not started yet. I just clicked on the start button. So system is quite slow, sir. That's why it's taking so much time.
Yeah. No issues.
Sir, meanwhile, can I ask few questions, sir, regarding to the object detection thing?
Object detection. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Till now we are training, sir. We are training using the object detection API, sir. If I want to train the model from scratch, sir, how can I do that? Like in API, in OTA code, your API, that there are a lot of functions, which I don't even know what are those functions actually. So I get confused sometimes.
Yeah, so see, like API wise, so in that case, you will have to implement the entire MTCNN. So MTCNN code is available even in Keras. So you'll have to.
No, sir. These previous versions like RCNN and other things, sir.
Sorry?
Other functions. RCNN or say faster RCNN, sir, with those functions.
Sorry, what was the function?
So we implemented faster RCNN and mask RCNN, right, sir?
Yes, yeah.
So I want to know that how can we do that from the scratch? Like if you don't use the API of CA40 API.
No. So this is what I was talking about. So if you wanted to do that, so like we have done a ResNet. So ResNet code is already available. Keras
Yes.
So in the similar way, even code for those things are available, but we don't do that because in object detection, so generally whenever we try to search for, I would say like a RPN, I would say, right? And whenever like a region proposal network, right? So we try to find out the regions, and again, object detection, I would say that it will always try to find out the precise location of the object. So maybe if you are going to train these things with your images, with your whole data set, you'll have to burn your GPU, you'll have to burn your TPU, right? But yeah, that is visible in Keras. Code is already available, just like a
Sir, I was just wanted to know that how can I do that by myself. So I was looking for that, but there was too much code and there were too much folders. So I was just confused.
For sure. Code wise, you'll have to implement it for sure. Yeah, there is no other option. There is no other alternative for that.
I think, sir, it's
And
UI is
we are
coming.
going to talk about one model called as Detecto and Detectron, actually, right? So
yes,
what
sir.
number of line of code that you are able to see as of now? So now that line of a code will come inside like a more than 50, less than 56 line.
Yes, so that is the Detectron, sir, is based on PyTorch, right? I think.
Yes, yeah, Detectron from PyTorch, yeah. So that is also available. We'll discuss about these things in your class, so that even in terms of a code, you will have to see a very less amount of code as compared to, I would say, other APIs.
Sir, I was training a few models for image classification. So I was seeing the accuracy like 99% and something like that. Model was deliberately failing to recognize the object.
In that case, you will have to look into your training and test data set difference. So if you are trying to give a completely different test data set, so for sure it will be the case, because in classification, so if you have taken a limited amount of images, limited amount of classes, for sure, yes, that will happen.
Yes, sir.
So you will have to increase your like a number of like a data set per classes in that case, basically with variations. Then only give you like a almost similar kind of accuracy which you are able to get at the time of training. That's the only thing which is possible. That's the only thing that you have to do. Okay.
Okay. I think my system is quite slow. I think it gets hanged.
Yeah, it's taking time.
So I can do that by myself if I will get some. I will
Yeah,
get
please.
back to you.
Yeah, please go ahead, and then you can, if you have problem, you can ping us on a Skype support. We'll respond back to you. Okay. So just it was just a path issue because of slash. It was not able to detect that. So you should be good after that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thanks. I am stop sharing my.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. Next question, please.
Hello.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, I want to share my screen. Actually, I am not able to install the dlib part.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Saikant, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I am able to hear.
Yeah, please go ahead. You're facing the daily wheel installation issue, right?
Yes, no. Rishi is speaking, not me.
Okay, Rishi.
Yes.
Sorry, Rishi. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, I'm here. How to share my screen?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got the option. Actually,
Okay, I have just shared a command in a chat. Just try to copy paste this command.
actually, I'm not able to. Okay.
Okay, just
Got it. Conda install. This one, right? Conda install manage.
Yeah, that one, yeah. I think it's showing the issue with your default pip, Python, and all those things. How you have created an environment?
Just the way you have said in the how to run file.
Okay, fine. So just hold on. Let me check that. What is the Conda is again? It's not working for you. Just a minute. Go down. Just yeah.
Should I write Y?
Yeah. Y. Just click on Y and go ahead. Meanwhile, if someone else is having any issue, they can raise their hand. Reenal Chandra. Yeah, go ahead with your issues.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Sudhanshu. I just want to know regarding the Jacobian vector product actually, how it is calculated. Can you give me one example?
Sorry, can you come again?
Jacobian vector product actually.
Ma'am, Jacobian vector product, where you are using, by the way, may I know that?
Actually, I'm just following the PyTorch documentation. So
Yeah.
there's initially they have created one network. So they are mentioning their dot grad is create the torch.
Yeah, so basically just like in a so I think even you have pinged us in a Skype, right? And we have given you some snapshot if I remember it correctly, right?
Which one?
So I think I have shared some documentation with someone. So even over a Skype.
No, that is not me actually, Sudhanshu.
Okay, maybe someone else. So I think a person was asking me the same question.
Can you
So
be little bit louder? I can't hear.
So just for your understanding, I would like to tell you that, okay, fine. So whenever the system try to do a back propagation, right? So it try to do a matrix multiplication. So because you are trying to train the entire, or you're trying to change something into a.
Sudhanshu, sorry, your voice is very low, but.
Okay, is it fine now?
Your voice is fine, Sudhanshu.
Okay, yeah, ma'am. So I think your system is having some kind of problem. Okay, so I would like to just highlight one point over here. So it's basically a matrix multiplication. So Jacobian vector product that we used to do. So it's nothing but it's one kind of a matrix multiplication that happens into a backpropagation with respect to a, I would say, like a gradients of the matrix, right? So that is called as a Jacobian vector product. That's it, nothing else.
So it's like a matrix multiplication, right?
But
so
with gradient.
With gradient, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So means it's not finding the derivative, right?
No, ma'am. Gradient means derivative itself, right? So when we are saying gradient, so can I say that it's nothing but a derivative?
Okay.
Yeah. So it will find a derivative for sure.
Okay. So but then we are multiplying that derivative with means.
Ma'am, so we are trying to do W is equal to W WT is equal to WT minus 1 plus we are trying to eta into delta of E, right? For W and for like a B. Yeah. So basically we are trying to multiply, I would say here whenever we are trying to calculate a delta of E, so E is nothing but a loss function, right? And we are trying to find out the derivative of a loss with respect to a weight, right? And can I say that weight is nothing but a matrices?
Weight is matrices, right?
Yes, yeah. So we are trying to find out some of the derivative of E means a loss with respect to some matrices.
Loss with, yes.
Yes. So this is what is called as a Jacobian vector product. So we are trying to multiply, or we are trying to find out, I would say, like a vector space for each and every element which is available into a weight matrices with respect to E.
Okay, so weight matrices with respect to E. So we are finding the weight with respect to E, right?
Yeah, yeah. So new value of weight we are trying to find out with respect to E.
Santoshi గారు చెప్పారు మాన్యువల్ గా ఒక 5 rows కి డాక్యుమెంట్.
Yeah, Rishi, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So, is it done, the installation?
Yeah, installation is done. I'm trying to run the code.
Okay, so it's still updating the skeleton, so just wait for some time. Once it's updated, you can. It's trying to update the libraries which you have installed just now, so that's why it's taking time.
Okay, sir.
So, okay, meanwhile, if there is anyone who is having any other issue, they can ask their question.
Hi, this is Prasanna. Can I share my screen?
What is the issue you're getting?
I'm not getting the prediction well. I'm using AlexNet with 7,000 images and 8 classes.
Your voice is very low, actually.
I'm taking a data set from Kaggle, which has 7,000 images and 8 classes.
Okay.
And I got accuracy of over 90 for train and validation.
Okay.
But it is not predicting well.
So okay, predicting well means what is the test data that you are trying to give? So what is images that you are trying to give? So is this the image which is a subset of the image that you have already taken? Maybe a
Yes.
7,000 images?
Yes.
I think in that case your model is overfitted. So like have you checked the indexes of this entire logic that you have written?
No, sir.
Just check the indexes first of all, because even in last class I have seen many people are trying to do the same kind of mistake, right?
Okay.
So it always try to consider our indexes based on, I would say, alphabetical order. A small case and like a lower case is different, right?
Yeah,
So just
yeah.
make
The
sure.
label is fine.
No, the logic that you have written for giving you a 8-class prediction. So on based on the indexes of the folder, right? So
Okay.
check that up basically. So basically that logic is correct or not.
Okay. How
Right?
to check that indexes?
So simple. So suppose if some folder name is going to start with A, B, C, D, right? Again, capital A. So in ASCII,
Okay.
ASCII, I would say like a hierarchy. So first of all, it try to consider like the indexes. It will try to consider for the all the character which is all the labels which is starting with the uppercase and then with the
Okay.
lower cases in the alphabetical order. So make
Okay.
sure that you have written the logic for all the indexes in that sequence. Otherwise, for sure you will. So your model is predicting well. But the thing is, you have not written logic. That's the reason it's not printing well.
Okay. Now understood. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah. So many people have made this mistake. Even in my last class, I have seen that kind of a issue. Right. Just
Okay.
make sure that you don't do this mistake. If you are facing still the same kind of issue, maybe we can discuss then. Yeah. But I don't think that this will be an issue. Like after this, you will get some issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, anyone else?
Yeah, hello sir, Sudhanshu sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
A set of around 100 images per class.
Okay.
So I'm using data augmentation basically in this. Like you said, like try and test everything. Like till now we have completed AlexNet. So I've tried everything, AlexNet, LeanNet. But like the best accuracy that I'm getting, validation accuracy is around 65.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
is it regarding problem regarding the data set or?
Okay. So just do one thing. So send me a data set along with your file. I think I'll look into that. If there's a possibility, we can increase it. But yeah, so maybe I can try to change some of the parameters. Have you used a Keras tuner for finding out the best possible, I would say, parameter?
No, so this one it was taking like long time for training.
Yeah, for sure. Keras tuner will take time. There is
Yes,
no
yes,
doubt.
sir.
So you can try this out at least so that you will be able to get a better, right? Maybe you can
So
try.
is 100 images sufficient or should I take more? Like 100 images per class?
Depends. I would say what is the variation that you are trying to give at the time of testing, right? So if you are trying to test it with the same images that you have given for the training, I think even 10 images will be fine, right?
Actually, my
But if you
validation
are
set, I've made this into 2 folders, the training set and the validation set. I've divided
So
it.
if the image variations is completely different in your training as well as in testing folder, right? So in that case, yes, there could be a problem. So for sure, you will not be able to get a better accuracy, right?
Right.
So
So I think that is the issue.
The only thing you can do is at the time of training, you should include all the variations.
Okay, okay. And this model checkpoint, I tried using this also, model checkpoint. So at that time, like it is saving the best model for that particular accuracy, like when it peaked.
Okay.
So is
So
this
yeah,
the
you
good
can try
approach,
to
like
use
to
that
save a
parameter.
model?
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, is there an issue with that?
No issues. So just asking that it is saving like it is saving the model based on the best accuracy reached during the training.
No, even there is a facility based on the number of people you can save the model. Based on the number of the steps, you can try to save the model. So even that facility is available. That parameter is available. You just have to change that.
Correct, sir. And this early stopping, so I tried using that also. So in that, what is the like best combination like to use
The best
early
combination
stopping?
I would say will be like based on the best accuracy. So you should pick and choose the model. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And if this validation loss is not changing over the time, so is that also a good like indication
So
that
in
I
that
should
case, you
stop
can
the
try
train?
to implement the stopper. So you'll try to stop
Okay.
the train in that case.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
You should not engage your resources unnecessarily.
So I should take the data set from this only, right, sir? Instead of making training and testing set, using a subset of that image itself,
At
like
least
that data.
as of now, I would say, right? In a real time, so for sure, experience will are saying that, okay, fine, so you should take as many data as possible.
Correct, correct.
So that
Yeah.
it will not fail at the time of testing if we are testing with a random data.
Correct, correct, sir.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir. It's working. I'm
Okay,
stop.
great then. This is right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, great. Fine.
Hi Sudhanshu, this is Prasanna again.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've checked the indices, it is totally fine. It is in right hierarchy.
Okay, then do one thing, send me a data as well as your file. We'll check. Plus your model the model that you have saved and built. So it will take less time for me to debug. Yeah.
Okay, through Skype?
Yeah, through a Skype itself, drop it over there. Maybe
Okay,
by tomorrow I'll respond. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, Shridhanshu, Rakesh this side.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, Rakesh, sure. So what is your issue, by the way, Rakesh?
I have regarding the training the model also, and also I have few doubts regarding the last class, LeanNet and AlexNet. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
My first doubt is regarding this when we are doing the max pooling. So here we are getting these parameters, but which are trainable. But
No, actually in max pooling, I clearly said that no. So basically, whatever we have written these things, right? So for this particular layer, so like I told you, we were trying to build some different model. Then we have uploaded this particular file. So I think there is some line, there is some confusion in your batch. And because of that, you are getting these things. But yeah, so in max pooling, there won't be any kind of training. Even you can try to see these things in a summary part. So in max pooling, there's no training will happen. I think in a class, I clearly mentioned this part.
Okay, so my next means here for max pooling, the trainable parameters will be 0.
Yeah, so there is no training parameter.
Okay, so my next question is that if there is only hyperparameters in max pooling, is the max pooling play a role in back propagation? And
In max pooling, never plays a role into a back propagation. It just play a role into a loss calculation.
okay, and what's like in max pooling, we overset our matrix on images and we take the max out of it. So what's the difference between max pooling and overlap max pooling?
Overlap max pooling, nothing but, so I think you have seen this kernel, right? And with the strides is equal to 1. So in that case, can I say that there will be an overlap? So whenever we are going to move through the strides of our kernel. If you remember, so how we try to do a feature map. So can I say that we try to create a kernels and then we try to move our kernels over to the images, right?
Yeah.
And can I say that there will be an overlap if I'm going to take a kernel size equal to 3x3 and stride is equal to 1?
Yes, when we take stride equal to 1, then we jump by 1 column, we can say.
So can I say that there will be an overlap in between the previous data and the current data set that we are taking through the kernel?
Yeah, but what's the difference between max pooling and overlap?
This is what I'm trying to explain you, sir. So just tell me one thing. So are you able to understand that particular part? So whenever we have a kernel and whenever we are trying to hover our kernel throughout the images, so can I say that there will be an overlap between the kernels when it try to move from step 1 to step 2? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, are you able to understand that part, what I'm saying? I don't think so. Right? So same thing happens in a max pooling and overlapping. So overlapping means, so we try to set the strides actually, right? So in max pooling, generally we have said that, okay, fine, 2x2. And again, it will try to take a completely different 2x2, right? But in case of a overlap max pooling, so it will try to take what? So it will always try to take strides is equal to 1. So whenever we say that, okay, fine, 2x2 max pooling, so it will try to take a 2x2 means 4 boxes and then another 4 boxes. In case of strides is equal to 1 means here what is the strides? Here in a first case strides is equal to 2. But if it is going to take strides is equal to 1, it means that 4x4 boxes will try to select, and again in a next selection it will try to select 2 boxes from the previous one, right? if its size is equal to 1. So this is the max pooling, right? So suppose if we are trying to select 1329 over here, right? If we are trying to select 1329 over here, now, so next selection, we are trying to select always 2111, right?
2, yeah.
211.
If stride is equal to 2.
Maximum.
If stride is equal to 2.
2. If your stride is equal to 1,
then we consider 3921.
That is called as overlapping.
But if we take a stride is equal to 1, then it's not called max pooling.
No, it's just another term, I would say. It's a subset, I would say. Just try to understand this particular part. Even in my class, I think you have not watched the lecture, right? So in my class, I said the same thing. Both things are same. Just the only difference is the stride is equal to 1 or 2. Depends upon my kernel size for the pooling that I'm trying to create. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
And my next question is regarding the training. Actually, I have done, this is 6 class, and in each class there is around 1000 images.
Okay.
Like earlier, I have done this normal means layers. So I was getting this around 70% accuracy. Then I tried to do data augmentation, but after training, still I'm not, this
Data augmentation
accuracy.
will not give you much like accuracy advantage on this place. Data augmentation is something different. I think we'll talk about that. So where like what is the best scenario where you should use a data augmentation?
So could you suggest any suggestion so I can work to improve further accuracy?
Not as of now. So like just keep on doing these things that we are discussing. I think you will get to know about that in future classes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sudhanshu.
Thanks. Okay, fine, guys. So I think no one is having any kind of a question. So I think we have clarified all the questions. If anyone is having questions, you can raise your hand and I'll try to answer. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to implement the Inception V3 notebook in Paperspace Gradient.
Okay.
But I'm getting error like PIL module has no JPEG decoder.
Have you installed PIL?
Yeah, I installed. The same code is working in Google Colab, but it's not working in Paperspace.
So just do one thing. Can you please share your screen and show us the error?
Yeah, sure. Since I'm not getting that out.
Where is the error? Can you go up? No, go down, go down. So show me the last line which you are getting the error as. Decoder JPG is not available. Decoder JPG is not available. Okay, now go slowly up. Up, go up. Attribute PIL lot image no attribute JPG decoder. I think it's just a PIL version which you can just make sure that the version which you're using on Colab is the same as the on a Paperspace as well, because this is the issue which we are getting JPG decoder. So because what happens is if some update let's say 3.8 PIL you're using Pillow library. So in that case something is removed and something is replaced by something else. So that's the only issue I can see here. Nothing else. The JPG decoder it's not able to find it actually. So just make sure the version of your PIL is same at both the places, Colab and the Paperspace, and it should be good to go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, fine. Go ahead with the question.
Sudhanshu, hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Sudhanshu, the last week's
Can you please
this
speak a bit
face
louder, Vinayak?
detection that already implemented. Yeah, I'm audible to you, Sudhanshu. Hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. The implementation has been done. But once I done with the prediction part, then it was showing my image is unknown. So I'm not able to predict that. The folder has been created automatically, but my images is not showing. Like prediction has not been correct.
In a facial recognition?
So I thought I'm missing something.
In a
Yes,
facial
right.
recognition?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so it was showing you unknown, right?
Yes, correct.
So okay, fine. Go ahead and share your screen. Show us like what is the output that you are getting.
Sure. Yeah, I hope you could able to see my screen.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Jivitesh. Jivitesh, as I created, these are the errors which I'm getting. I'm not able to see that I'm not getting any prediction as well.
Okay, just do one thing. Just do one thing. Try to. You have already trained it. Okay, just go down, little bit up, little bit down. Hold on. What is the TK init got an filtered argument cross categorical features? Vinayak.
Line number 73. I checked it again.
Go down. Show me that line number 73. What is there? No, that's where library is issued. No, leave it. Not this one. Just line number 31. Train softmax. Line number 31. Go up, little bit up. Yeah, hold on. One or two critical features. Okay, fine. Just delete your folders or try to train it in front of. Just launch the program. Just try to train.
Sure.
Take images, train it, and we'll see. Okay.
Okay, I'll delete it. Even train it. Okay.
Anyone else who is facing any issue, they can. Sachin, I think we have answered your question. Sachin and Chandra.
Even I am facing same issue.
Same issue, like what is the issue you're getting?
I'm getting categorical error in the background after image capturing, and after that it is showing unknown image. And
Yeah. So if the error is coming, so training is not successful in that case. So that's why you're getting unknown.
so do I need to delete the folder?
No, just let me check his issue. Let's see if it's related to yours as well. Okay.
Okay.
Sachin, what is the issue you have? Sachin, are you there?
Can you hear me, Sudhanshu?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
My issue is related with the deployment actually, not with this.
Okay, so what is the issue you have?
Actually, Sudhanshu means I have checked your code that the doc classifier, and on the basis of that, I have just trained my own model on some image classes, 8 prediction classes, and I want to deploy it on AWS. So I am getting issue over there. Means it is working fine on my local host, and the same code I was trying to deploy it on AWS, it is giving some error.
What is the error you are getting?
Okay. I'll run it again.
Just error message I want to do here. Means what kind of error you are getting?
So it is giving me something like CV2 from .cv2 import star, and it says that cannot open shared object file, no such file or directory or something. So this is error I'm getting.
Okay. Okay, so who just Vinayak, just hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, hold on. Got an unexpected critical features.
Same
Have
here.
you installed the same library version which we have provided in requirement.txt?
Yeah, same thing. I just show it to you as well.
Critical features is just because of the some version issue.
See, actually, in my case, what happened, as you mentioned that, MXNet, that is 1.5.0, but, my system is not compatible with that. So that's why, last time, while doing this, I faced many issues. So you suggested that, go below that, check frequently that 1.4, 1.3, so 1.2, it has been, matched, and, accordingly, I, take it 1.2.0, that MaxNet case.
Okay,
And,
MXNet. Just do one thing. Just try to open the terminal and uninstall that MXNet from. Stop your application first.
We've installed.
Okay, just open the terminal.
Yeah, open it.
Okay, yeah. Pip uninstall.
Okay. MXNet.
Yeah, MXNet. Yes. Uninstall it.
I need to mention that.
Just uninstall it like that.
Okay.
In the chat, I have provided one command.
Okay.
Sachin Kaushik. Okay, yes, it's all fine. Yes, just yes. Put a yes and then.
Okay.
Okay, now I have shared the command. Just execute this here on Anaconda prompt, not here.
Okay, just a moment. I'm just.
So, Sai Prasad, are you facing the same issue? Sai Prasad?
Yeah, Jivitesh, I'm able to execute.
Okay, great. So I think the Chandra, you can try also the same thing. And this should fix your issues as well.
Just missed. So do you mean deleting the folder?
No, not deleting the folder, uninstalling the MXNet and installing it with the command which I've shared.
Okay, let me try. Next has been installed actually.
What is the version you have?
MXNet is commented actually. It was installed manually, I think.
Yeah, just try to just do pip list if you're able to see it, MXNet, some other versions, just try to uninstall it and install it with the command which I've shared. So it should be good to go.
So what is the command to uninstall?
Just first check and uninstall the MXNet which you have installed already, okay? And after that, try to install it with the command which I have shared in the chat.
May I know the uninstall command?
Pip uninstall MXNet.
Yeah. So Jyotish, what next?
Vinayak, it's just a library version issue, nothing else. There's nothing wrong with your command. So like I told, like earlier I was explaining the issue, another issue, like, right? So if we go, like say, very high version of some library or very low version of summaries, few of the functions or something we might not get there because they have the library people have changed their thing or put it inside some other function like that. So that's where the categorical feature issue you're getting, because it's showing that this parameter I don't have. That's the issue which you're getting. That's just because of the version issue, nothing else.
Okay, fine. There is nothing any wrong with the code because I didn't change a single code as well. Whatever you give it us, the same thing which only the facing earlier it was issue with the implementation part. Right.
No, the error which you have showed me, that is because of that only.
Okay, fine, not an issue. Right. So shall I?
Generally what happened, let's say we have developed something and then we have updated it to version 2, release the v2. We might change something, might some function and all those things. That's the only issue is there. That's it, nothing else.
Okay. Perfect. So shall I?
If you still face the issue, you can ping me on a Skype. I'll respond back. Okay.
Sure. Meanwhile, you can look to another case. I just stopped sharing.
Chandra, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, it is in progress.
Yeah, I can see that because we have to start another session. That's why I'm asking. You can perform the same thing. If you have an issue, just ping me on a Skype. I'll be there. I'll check that out.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm here only on the Skype itself. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll ping you.
Okay, guys. So I think we are done. No one else is having any issue.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sudhanshu. Thank you, Jivite.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. Good night. Thank you very much.